Want to know what characters to get in the free Constellation case? Well, I will tell you the best options without wasting your time, so come with me. What if I told you that ENEBA is now giving 5% off on Royoverse games? Yes, so if you want to get Nicole or is already start saving for Lohan, use the links down below to get the amazing prices of ENEBA. We can start talking about a character that used to be a meme in Genshin Impact, Mona. Mona, after the buffs, became extremely relevant into the meta. And thanks to the new artifacts, her strongly synergy with characters like Skirk and Arlecchino made Mona genuinely a competitive support again. However, there is a problem here. If you have Mona, she only becomes good around C4 to C6. So if you have her on C1, it's not worth it to get her on C2 with the free Constellation. So only be careful about that. She only gets good at C4 to C6. The next character that is very important here to mention is Klee. Even though I dislike her gameplay after the buffs, she became a lot better. And we are talking about a character that is doing in her C1 like 20-25% more damage. And that's insane for a Constellation, alright? It improves a lot her quality of life. And even though she might not be a character that is meta like Wriothesley or Yae Miko with the new region, we can for sure say that her C1 is a very strong option. So if you like Klee, you can go for her C1 with no doubt. And the next character here is Albedo. And I know what you're probably thinking here, that shell characters doesn't have places in Snezhnaya, but you're wrong. You can actually remind that his buffs made him a lot stronger and with a C1 much more valuable. So if we put him with his C1 that gives a lot more defense to him, or his C2 that makes his burst stronger and gives him more energy, we can tell for sure that he will shine in Snezhnaya with the correct teams, like for example with Zibai, with Linnea. If you like him, you can for sure get his C1 or C2. They are good. And another character that I'm happy that he's getting the love he deserves is Cyno. Cyno, I got his Constellation when he was a character that was literally a meme in Genshin Impact community. Cyno not only for his jokes, but his damage was also a joke. Let's be real here, alright? But with Stellar Conduct, he's going to be way stronger. But be advised here, don't put him outside Stellar Conduct teams. Otherwise, his value will drop quite a bit. So Cyno C1 and C2 are both very strong, especially after the Stellar Conduct teams were introduced. And these constellations become significantly more valuable when Cyno is playing on these teams. For example, C1 increases his attack speed for 20%. It's a lot. For C2, for example, he grants up a total of 50% more electro damage bonus. We are talking about a lot of more damage and speed for him. So if you like Cyno and wants a strong character for Snezhnaya, Cyno is a good option. Emilie is another example of Constellation that makes a character extremely strong. She's going to have in her C1 30% more damage, and that's huge! And for an off-field damage, 30% is very significant. Another good option about Emilie, another thing, is that she can work with stellar reactions, that Dendro and Cry reaction that we'll have in the future, or she can work without the stellar reactions. So that's a good thing because it only shows that Emilie is a flexible character. You can literally put her in almost every team, alright? Almost. So her C1 is a good option. Now talking about Clorinde, it's a character that I regret not getting, because her value in Snezhnaya will be way higher, even if you have her at C0. But things will change because you can get her C1 and get 20 to 25% more damage with her C1. That's amazing, alright? Because Clorinde, if you stop and think, her damage is basically like 70% of total damage of the team. So if you have more 20 to 25% more damage, we are talking about a team that does around 100 and, how do you say this number in English? 150,000 DPS. And if you already have her C1, her C2 is extremely strong too, because it gives her interruption resistance alongside another damage increase. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now, the best 3 characters here to choose. And no, I will not put Qiqi here, alright? Why I didn't put Qiqi here? Because believe me, you will get her C6 because she will haunt you in the banners. Even though she's a very good option, a very good character to Snezhnaya, that you can get her free constellation, I don't think it's necessary because believe me, I got her C6 even at 1.0, alright? You guys will lose so much 50-50 to her that I don't think it's necessary to get her here. But she will also be a very good support to Snezhnaya, because if you don't have other cryo supports, like for example, you don't have money for that, you don't have money, for example, to Scoffier, it's a good option to have Qiqi, alright? And if you have her in C6 or C4, C5, I don't remember anymore, she will be amazing, alright? But believe me, you don't need her constellations on the free selector, alright? Now let's talk about Mizuki. Now looking at the top tier DPS of Snezhnaya, we are talking about, I think she will be a top 3 if I'm not mistaken here. Because not only she will get a lot better with stellar reactions that are coming, of course she's strong with superconduct, but she will be a lot stronger with others that are coming, and also she got a buff and has constellations that make her a lot stronger. Her C1 gives more swirl damage, and her C2, that's huge, because grants a major party-wide elemental damage bonus for Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, and Electro, based on the percentage of total elemental mastery while she floats. So I truly believe that it's alright if you have her in C1, but C2 will shine for her. So don't sleep on Mizuki, she will be amazing, a top tier DPS in the new region. Now, Wriothesley, also a top tier DPS, alright? If you have Wriothesley, you can celebrate, because he's great, he's absolutely great in C1 and C2. His C1 enhances his first passive, and it triggers when he's below 60% HP, creating extra enhanced, I hate this word, enhanced charge attacks more frequently. It's huge for him. But his C2 boosts elemental damage bonus by 40% on his burst. For each stack, it's 5 stacks, so you're going to have 200% more damage. Are you listening to this? But his C2 will make him a god. And Yae Miko, it's probably the first option here, because her C1 will result in 35,000 DPS increase here. We are talking in the strongest C1 of the selector, and it's described as a huge part of the reason why Yae Miko is becoming so strong in current meta. Also, Yae Miko is going to benefit from other supports coming and also Yae Miko can benefit from stronger supports that are coming from Snezhnaya. For example, a team with Sandron, Odette, Yae Miko, and another character, I don't know, let's say Qiqi, will be massive, alright? Massive. So Yae Miko will have a huge place in meta teams. So don't sleep on her too, alright? That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below and don't forget to comment which character are you going to invest your constellations with. Alright, bye bye guys.